Good morning. Today we are going to start chapter 15 that deals with offences affecting public health, safety, convenience, decency and morals. Okay, but today we are just going to discuss about public nuisance. Sections of public nuisance are section 270 to 293. Okay, in law of tort also we have seen nuisance. Nuisance is a tort also, and it is divided into public nuisance and a private nuisance. When any act or illegal omission which annoys other, irritates other, that will be called as a nuisance. When it affects a particular person, it is called as a private nuisance. While when it is affecting group of people, the people who are living in the vicinity, that is called as a public nuisance. The Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, that is a criminal law, deals with or discusses only public nuisance. Private nuisance is a tort. In tort we are having both public nuisance also and private nuisance also. And in penal law we are having as an offence only public nuisance, which is defined in section 270. Okay, a person is guilty of a public nuisance who does any act or is guilty of an illegal omission. We have already seen an act. An act is what? Either a positive or a negative, a commission or a omission. So any person who does any act or is guilty of an illegal omission which causes any common injury, danger or annoyance to the public or to the people in general who dwell or who occupy property in the vicinity, or which must necessarily cause injury, obstruction, danger or annoyance to persons who may have occasion to use any public right, but a common nuisance is not excused on the ground that it causes some convenience or advantage. Means when it is affecting group of people, you can't say that it is advantageous for some people. No, it is affecting group of people or the people who are dwelling or living in the vicinity. If it is creating any injury or obstruction or danger or annoyance, then that will be called as a public nuisance only. It is a nuisance. So the last part of this section, what it says, but a common nuisance is not excused on the ground that it causes some advantage or some convenience. It is a public nuisance only, though it may have advantage for few people. It is affecting group of people. It is affecting the people who are living in the vicinity. That will be a public nuisance. So what are the essentials of public nuisance here? The person has to do any act which includes omission also, which causes common injury, danger or annoyance to whom? To the public or to the people in general who are living in the vicinity, who are dwelling in the vicinity, or which may necessarily cause injury or obstruction to a particular public right, and it will not be excused, means it will remain as a public nuisance though it is having some advantage. Section 270 is defining public nuisance, and thereafter we are having types of public nuisance. Okay, now 271, negligent act likely to spread infection of disease dangerous to life. Here negligent act is there, and what is going to happen? It is likely to spread, means it has not spread but it would have been spread. What? Any disease which is dangerous to life. Okay, whoever unlawfully or negligently does any act which he knows or has reason to believe to be likely to spread the infection of any disease which is dangerous to life, the punishment is imprisonment, extend to 6 months, or fine, or both. These sections were there in Indian Penal Code also. Okay, this is 271. Now 272, malignant act likely to spread infection of disease dangerous to life. Now 271 and 272 connect with some kind of disease which is dangerous to life. But what is the difference between 271 and 272? In 271, the act is negligent act, and 272, the act is malignant act. means malice is there, motive is there, intention is there. He is having an intention that the disease must spread, the person should be affected. Therefore, it is more severe than 271, because in 271 it is just negligence, there is no intention. So the punishment for 271, that is negligent act, is 6 months, but for malignant act it is 2 years, because intention is there, malice is there. Okay, whoever malignantly does any act which is and which he knows or has reason to believe to be likely to spread the infection of any disease which is dangerous to life shall be punished. Imprisonment extend to 2 years or fine or both. Okay, now the next is 273, which deals with disobedience to quarantine rule. Whenever the government feels that the disease may spread, so quarantine order is being passed, so that the person should not move anywhere, so that the infection should not spread. And if anybody does not follow the quarantine rule, then he will be punished under 273. Whoever knowingly disobeys the rule made by the government for putting any mode of transport into a state of quarantine, or for regulating any intercourse of any such transport in a state of quarantine. Quarantine means the person has to, or the transport or the conveyance or the ship has to stay as it is for few days. Okay, quarantine, or for regulating the intercourse between places where an infectious disease prevails and other places, shall be punished. Imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 6 months or fine or both. Means whenever a quarantine rule is violated. And why the government is doing this? Why the government has passed this rule? So that the disease should not spread from one place to the other place. Then the person who disobeys the rule, he will be liable for punishment under section 273. Okay. Now 274, adulteration of food or drink intended for sale. Further few sections deal with the food or medicines. Okay, adulteration of food or drink intended for sale means here the person is adulterating food. We are having a separate act also called as the Prevention of Food Adulteration Act, but here in BNS also we are having few sections. 274, whoever adulterates any article of food or drink so as to make such article noxious, and with an intending to sell such article as food or drink, or knowing it to be likely that if it will be sold as food or drink, shall be punished with imprisonment 6 months or fine extend to 5,000 rupees or both. Section 274 is dealing with the adulterator who adulterates the food. Okay. 275 is telling about sale of noxious food or drink. Means what is the difference between 274 and 275? 274 is the person who adulterates the food, he is liable for punishment, and 275 states about the person is not adulterating himself, he is selling the noxious food. Sale of noxious food or drink, whoever sells or offers to or express for sale as food or drink any article which has been rendered or has become noxious, or is in a state unfit for food or drink, knowing or having reason to believe that the same is noxious food or drink, then he will be liable for punishment, and that is imprisonment extend to 6 months or fine which may extend to 5,000 rupees or both. Now these two sections in 274 275 deal with adulteration of food. Further few sections, that is 3 sections are there which deal with medicine, which deal with drugs. 276 states adulteration of drugs, adulteration of medicine. Okay, same 276 is dealing with adulteration of drugs, 277 is dealing with sale of adulterated drug. So whoever adulterates any drug or medical preparation so as to lessen its efficacy or change the operation of such drug or medical preparation and makes it noxious, which is going to affect the health of the person who is going to consume it, he will be liable for punishment, and the person who adulterates the drugs or medicine he'll be liable for imprisonment extend to 1 year or fine extend to 5,000 rupees or both. This is 276. And 277 states sale of adulterated drugs. Whoever knowing any drug or medical preparation to be adulterated, if he sells it, then 277 will apply. He is not adulterating himself, he is selling it. Then he'll be liable for punishment 6 months imprisonment or fine extend to 5,000 rupees or both. And the last section dealing with the drug and medicines is 278. Sale of drug as a different drug or preparation. Whoever sells or offers or exposes for sale or issues from any dispensary for medicinal purposes any drug or medical preparation as a different drug or medical preparation, then he is liable for punishment. And the punishment is imprisonment extend to 6 months or fine which is extend to again 5,000 rupees or both. Means here 276 deals with the person who adulterates the drug. 277 deals with the person who sells the adulterated drugs. And 278 deals with sale of drug as a different drug or preparation. Okay. Here we have completed only till 278. Further types of public nuisance we are going to see in the next video. Okay. Bye bye. See you.